Hello, this is Solon. We have a ton of replays to look at. So let's get started. It's gonna be my proxy deck of Skrill, Toad, Mole, Mine, Machine Gun, Cannon. So these are games against a Cinzer. He's a good player. Who I think was... They got a little bit salty with what I was doing. They said it was cheese. But a cheese strat is something that relies on your opponent not expecting it to win. And I do this like... I run this deck every single game. I proxy whenever I think I can, so it's not cheese. And I think you probably win about 50-50 with each other in terms of wins and losses, but I did not save any of the losses, unfortunately. But I did save a couple of the losses I had against Invinsky. I also play games against. So he's running Skrill, Toad, Pigeon, Mole, Snake, Wolf. Yeah, Wolf is not going to be relevant. Anyway, he's in a really bad spot. Like, this is the easiest choke point in the world. But okay, so I thought he was over here, but then I didn't realize he wasn't, so I figured he must have been in this corner. Then I realized he wasn't. That's why I built a mill right there. So like, where the fuck is he? It's like, okay, well, this is the only location I haven't built in yet. I haven't explored yet, so yeah. He does a snake start. Can snakes hit the mill from here? Nah, they can't. So yeah, he does the warrens right here. But I build the mill, then I get the machine gun messed up. And I'm also, he has to sell both of those. Like, god damn, that's not lucky plum. Like, yeah, this is such an awkward spot for him. He has very little room for shit. So yeah, okay, well, I figure I can just choke him in here. I don't want to fight from this spot. This is going to be really awkward. He can overwhelm me easily. I'd rather force him into this area. I can just put down some mines and MG nest. And artillery cannon, of course. Artillery cannon, since the other shit got delayed. And I know I can mine an MG up really quickly. Generally, I have to put down some Skrill warrants and spend money on Skrills, but this is a choke point, so I don't need any Skrills. I can just spend purely on fortifications, which are more cost effective. Like, he hits the mines. Putting down another MG nest. More another mine. Yeah, and he just surrenders. Because I actually don't know if he spotted artillery cannon, but even if he didn't, he knows that my boxing has worked, and he doesn't have ferrets he doesn't have anything to break out. He doesn't have ferrets, he can't build moles, he can't build chameleons. And it's such a tight choke point too, it's just hard to force. You can only put so much material for that little choke. Look at this one. I put RQ since he kind of quit prematurely. I think it was just salty quit, or maybe he just figured, I was like, fuck it. I don't feel like playing this. Maybe that's what he said. Just having a spirit and skunk. So there are some extremely important timing considerations. The main one that I look at to determine if my rush is going to work or not, or how I need to adjust, is it takes 20 seconds to get a tier 1 unit, 10 seconds to build a warren, 10 seconds to build a tier 1 unit. It takes 20 seconds to build a mill, and 10 seconds to build a machine gun nest. So basically, if I'm halfway done building my mill, and they haven't started a warren, I'm good to go. Since I can put down their machine gun nest before they get tier 1 going after me. I mean, there's a lot of things that look like, but that's one of the big ones. So yeah, I put it right here. This is like way too obvious, and these aren't going to accomplish my strat. I could go with this space though, since I would say if I put fortifications here and control this high ground, I would secure this, put artillery cannon. Then my army and some other fortifications. I can contest. He can't build in that mill. Is what I'm trying to say, and I control these 2 mills, so I wouldn't via eco. But I still don't want to go to late game since my late game army is so shit. But with mass artillery cannon, I could still probably do it. Well, actually, he could stop me from building this mill, since he will just put ferrets on the high ground, and I don't have any way to get vision there. So it's still kind of really eh. Yeah, I go here, since I know it takes too long to scout it. Okay, he's just worn out, which is kind of bad for me. Here's the thing, though. Like, this is in range of his pig, so I was like, fuck, that's not awesome. Now he already has the warren up, but the travel time is working against him, so I can get the MG nest up in time. Loses a skrill. Am I warren up? Loses 2 more skrills. He dies. Yeah, he surrendered. I guess he was like, oh, I'm not doing this. Although he could have counterattacked my main base. That would have been the best thing for him to do. Let's look at this one. Oh yeah, this was a hell of a map. Or match. So looking at the map, obviously, I just build right here. Like, he has to come out this way, and there's water and terrain. It's basically a choke point. A big one, but still a choke point. And there's... Okay, wait. He does have this high ground right here that he can access, and I have no way to get vision to it, which is potentially dangerous, but I just put all my shit on the low ground here. So, I can just box him in really easily. And I'll basically and there's more terrain cutting off this, so he could potentially build a second mill over here fairly easily. But this is so much water, then I'm gonna have fortifications right here plus my army. Like, I'm gonna basically control all these mills. It goes later. So I tend to either do 7 farm mill, 8 farm, or 8 farm mill, or just 7 farm then mill. If I'm in a real hurry to start building. Like when I do a really close machine gun rush or something. 6 farm mill is bad. I haven't actually tried it myself, but I just don't ever see it working. And I guess it can work, but I'm just like, nah. Yeah, I'm not going to try that. Although I'm sure there's potential. I have to look into it more. MG nest. To stop his any immediate shit. And it's like really awkward to flank around and get into my base. Not to say I can't do it. Yeah, now I'm going immediate artillery cannon since mine. Since if I get the artillery cannon up, it protects my flank too. Since units going through water, you're just gonna die to this. I also assume he's gonna. Ow. I'm not sure if he's doing Master 1. If he does Tier 2 right away, or Tier 3... Okay, the counter to Tier 2 rushing is building a cannon, like, literally right away, like machine gun nest cannon or something. Like this. Since your cannon will kill Tier 2. Now, that's a really big timing issue. One of the really big weaknesses of this deck is it costs 180 supply in 50 seconds to get the artillery cannon up, while it only takes 120 supply in 40 seconds to get the first Tier 2 up. So it's a very... extremely time specific. And if you rush the cannon, he might just, if he's going Master 1, you're just gonna lose a lot of time. So I'm doing some scouting and see what's going on. And I'm pretty confident. I have mines, I have the cannon up, I can control the choke really easily. See, that's why I went to these farms. Like, it would be hard to break through this. This is really dangerous. I just end up selling it. The engagement happens, but I mean, my artillery cannon is coming into play, so kill a lot of his skills. I lost skills, but I killed his too. So I move a little bit back, since now with this down, I can also control right here. And if he tries to go here, it's free water too, so like, it becomes like, much more difficult to flank. Spamming a ton of machine gun nest. More Skrill warrens. So now here's what he did. He went over and got this, which is like, holy shit. So he's getting a big eco advantage. But like, it's really hard for him to get into these fortifications, especially once I can get double artillery up. which he doesn't really have a counter against. He doesn't have Hawks. He doesn't have... Since Hawks, Mass Hawks can work if I don't have enough Skrills. Or like Hawks plus Skunks. Hawks can work against this pretty well. Since artillery cannon, since so much of my like of power is in artillery cannons and those don't do anything against Hawks. So I'm just doing a little bit of probing. More machine gun nest, since like I know I'm in a winning position. The only way I'm gonna lose is if this die, like if I lose this area. So I really don't want to lose it. You third artillery cannon up. At this point I'm just going for the eco win. I go ahead and finally scout over here since I'm like, he has to have a second base by this point, otherwise he would have surrendered. So yeah, there's this engagement happening, but the artillery cannon is coming into play now. Like, shit. And he doesn't kill this artillery cannon either. More Skrills, a lot more Skrills. He gets a wolf out. I mean, that's... Lots of farms over here. Now I can potentially try to go for this mill, but he's gonna have to go into range of the artillery cannons. That's difficult. Plus he also has to go through the water to hit me. That's just like not awesome. So he does start flanking around. This is potentially really dangerous. But he comes back and engages me, which is annoying. He should have went for my mill. Yeah, like he's just like his artillery cannons are just doing too much damage. Like he should have. Although I was trying to look to go for his base anyway, but if he would lock down my mill, it would definitely make the game a lot more even. Yeah, he had an income advantage for most of the game. Although I added so much fortifications, which are just more cost effective. I mean, since 2 MG nests is gonna beat 1 Warren and 1 Skrill, since they're both 120 supply. I mean, obviously the biggest issue is that you can't move fortifications. Like, you have to use mines and MG, like, you just have to use fortification efficiency to make up for building the money on the proxy mill. Also, I've been having a lot of trouble making this deck work against this deck and strategy. I've been having a lot of trouble making it work against higher tier players. Like E Illuminatus and Super Mario have both been. I haven't won a single game against E Illuminatus with this deck yet. I played him like I think 5 times. Super Mario more games, but he's beat me every time. I'm having a bit of trouble making it work. I don't think it's the strongest strategy, but I want to see how far I can take it. Like, the biggest issue is the small player base. So everyone knows I already do this, that really takes away a lot. Like, if there was a very large player base and people didn't know me, that would make this a lot more effective. Regardless, I'm still trying to see how far I can get. It's like, these people do know I'm gonna do this, so still manage to win some games. Just not at the highest level yet. So yeah, this mill is way too close and obvious. So I go this one. This mill is also, oh, it's low ground versus high ground, so this isn't gonna work, so I go with this one. It's still kind of awkward, but I can deny this mill and I get to control these 2 mills. So it'll be 4 mil versus 2 mil, basically. I don't bother with the machine gun nest since, I mean, there's no point in getting him since he's not. There's no reason for him to attack me. Like, it's not close enough to force an engagement or anything, and it's too far away to like do MG artillery. Since I don't have vision over here, so there's no point in doing an artillery piece either. Okay, so I come in and see what I can make happen. And I actually go like, oh, he doesn't have a lot of shit. I can just start killing all this stuff. So I'm focusing down the pigs. He went Skrill Pigeon. I get another pig. He's getting skunks out. Come in again. This time I'm focusing down the warrants this time to get rid of his protection. And like his skunk took too long to come out, so I'm going after his pig. And managed to get a skunk anyway. So that was basically just a really timing push on my part since I hit him, since he hadn't made the money up from his second mill and farm. Plus the early tier 2 took a little bit to come out, so I attacked before he had any of that going for him. Now we have this map. So as you look at the map, there's not really any good proxy locations. This is close, this is low ground, this is also still way too close. Our spawn's this close, like, if I build here, it's so close they can just actually go for my base if he wants to. Especially of lizards, although I didn't know he had lizards this time. And since they're so close, I just decided to do my standard tier 1 push of mole, skrill, and toad. Let's speed it up a little. So I've been trying out 2 Skrill Warrens and the Toad Warren. A lot of time I'm going for these tier 1 blob attacks. I mean, if I'm doing fortifications, a lot of time I just actually do per Skrill. But with non-fortification, it's like tier 1 blobs, I've been trying just doing 2 Skrill Warren and the Toad Warren. I don't know what the best combination or ratio is or build order. I know he has lizards, so I'm like, those can kite toads, can't they? Since they're so fast, so. Although I still feel like toads are worth it since it does take micro to like do that. Now this state was not expecting this, but he went mass mine. Or not mass mine. Well, okay, it is mass mine at this point. He's building so many. Lizard and pigeon. I'm bringing out the moles. Oh, so many mines. Goddamn. He gets a second mill. I do not. Since I'm not planning on making the game have that be long. Then he gets a fuck ton more mines, and it's like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck was all that? So, a lot of my army's on low health, so I decided to retreat and regen up. Since if, yeah, like, I had lost so much health across my army. And he builds a bunch more mines right here. This is a very interesting decision because why would I take this path the second time? I go this way. Okay. So I'm trying to see what the toads hit. Okay, he has 12 lizards, 3 pigeons versus 11 squirrels, 1 toad, and 7 wolves. But yeah, that's just a lot more material in my favor. Get 1 pig. It's still looking really iffy though. But I get the toads do go off, so I kill those lizards. Now I just go for, you know, the standard whole regroup and attack again. I sell one of my mole warrens. He's down one of his warrens though. More mines, but they're so close together, he's having 2 of them go off for like 1 unit. Toad's gonna need some good connections, so. And I just have more material to the like superior production. I'm doing this a little bit of regrouping. Oh no, my guy died, I guess, so he went back. Now I come in for the killing blow. He surrenders. I didn't think I won any games against Mario, or maybe I just happened to save a loss against Mario, we'll see. I am Hopper this time, unfortunately. Mario stole Quartermaster from me. Oh yeah, okay, I remember this game. So I did manage to win 1 game against Mario. 1 game. Now, if we look at this map, this is a really strong proxy location. Oh yeah, also another thing I look at for mills is the mill gonna be in the scout path, since people scout between each other's bases for the most part. And obviously against me, they now check out our mills and around to make sure I'm not proxying, but still, like, they're gonna check the scout path first a lot of the time. So the more out of the way your mill is from the scout path, the later it's gonna get scouted in all likelihood. Yeah, this one is just taking a second mill. That's on the proxy. This weird base is way over here. That would be good in a standard game, but this is also not relevant. I just go here. See, I have terrain, I have both high ground and choke points working for me. I can put down some MG nests really quickly and easily and defend them. Wait, let me check something. The fuck? Oh, that's fucked up. Is that me or him? Fucking. Oh, okay, so this is him. So he hasn't scouted my mill yet, since you can't see the mill health bar. That's just my commander. So he actually doesn't see that right away. Now you'll definitely notice due to, like, you know, oh yeah. He puts his warren too far forward though, so I just put the MG nest. He's also forced to cancel this one. So now he could still go through here potentially. I'll get my skills up. I sell the machine gun nest, get a second warren. Although since I'm like literally right next to his mill, if he does try to flank, I can go after his pigs right away. And that's the whole idea behind a lot of this, is being so close to your enemy that they try to go for your base that you can kill them. That your army and material is closer to enemy base than their army and material is closer to your base, so you can punish any attempt to move out. Ideally. Yeah, get the artillery cannon going up. Close-ish combat. But this is really big. He loses a snake. Too many more MG nests, since he has to break this because of the artillery cannon. If that cannon goes up, it's game over. I sell the machine gun nest, and I meant to place down the warren. Yeah, now it's game over unless he kills this in 2 seconds. Even then, like he's already lost so many pigs. I lose my commander, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter at this point. This commander dies, so I can't micro. Surrenders. And now I have a bunch of Invinsky games. What's this game? Invinsky was just trying some really interesting decks to try to counter me. They both have the same tier 1, and he has sniper and artillery and ferret. Well, artillery and ferret both is like really redundant. I mean, they do have different roles, but it's just really weird. Like, you don't take both of them in the same deck. Because it's like, how do I explain this? So they do different things. Like, ferret's like poke, harass, while artillery is like sieging down the enemy. And I guess defensive if you're going for some like tier 3 build, maybe. I think cannons are just good for sieging, like aggressive sieging. That's what I use them for. So they're different roles, but you build your deck for one strategy or maybe 2 or 3 strategies. I mean, I guess they cut like basically the ferret and the cannon do not have overlapping strategies. Like, you're going to use one or the other. You're not going to use both. And if you're trying, like, the strategies are so different, you're going to be missing a key unit for the other strategies. Like, any ferret strategies, you're never going to use the artillery bunker. Any artillery bunker strategies, you're never going to use the ferret. I'm trying to explain that as best I can. See, like, if you're going one way, like, you'd rather have the ferret than, like, say, a pigeon, or like the instead of the artillery bunker. Or should have the artillery bunker and a tier 3 or another tier 2 instead of the ferret. So yeah, I know this is happening. I see an artillery bunker. I mean, I see a sniper balloon. That's 120 supply, so I know he's not being immediately aggressive, so I just go ahead and get my artillery bunker up right away. Which is no reason not to. I get the artillery up, so I go ahead and sell the MG nest and get warrens. Do some skills to the sniper balloon, since I was hoping I could shoot the sniper. The nice he has his own artillery cannon up, which really caught me by surprise. So I end up selling these. And by the grace of God, my artillery is not in range of his artillery by 1 tile. It's like, thank God, since he has vision and I can't get vision on him. So I'm like, okay, well that's annoying, but like I still win because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 mills. He has 1. Yeah, then I see this happening. It's like I'm just gonna kill it. Also getting farms up on my second mill. More warrants. Denny sells that, which is really weird. I don't know why if he should have kept it there, so it could stop me from building more in this way. So like that's just gonna die again. And now I'm building this one, so I can't build right here either, since I'm just gonna kill it since this artillery is gonna get up before this artillery gets up. I'm just gonna speed it up since it's game over. More MG nests, since like I'm not gonna lose, so I might as well just do a ton of fortifications. Kill that artillery bunker. Then I kill that artillery. Yeah, now it's yeah. At this point, I'm like, why hasn't he surrendered? So I'm just checking around for mills. Well, I haven't yet, but I do go check the other mills. If he has a secret second or something. Yeah, now I'm checking. I'm also building them just to make sure he doesn't take them. Now he's about to be starving. Now he's starving. So I just go ahead for the attack. The first attack fails, unfortunately. That's so much explosions. Focus down the artillery. And he starves. Now we have this match. So yeah, we have about like a third of the map that's not meaningful. Looking at this map, I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't really have any good proxy. Oh, this is an okay proxy. Since I have the high ground right here, so there'd be like that kind of contest. But then I see this, I'm like, holy shit, that's like a god tier proxy location. Behind his base, this is a unique opportunity right here. Or very rare opportunity, I should say. It's like, who scouts behind their base for a proxy? I'm not even sure if he scouted that, actually. He didn't even scout it. I mean, you can maybe assume there's a mill there, but he hasn't scouted it, so I was like, what? Yeah, he totally wasn't expecting it. Yeah, he builds the one right there, which is going to be in range of the machine gun nest. He doesn't lose the pig, which is good for him. But losing the warren and the skrill, that basically puts him behind in economy now, 20 behind. So I just go ahead and go straight artillery, since I mean that's the best thing to do here. Is he's not going to move out and try to attack my base. Like my material is just way too close for him to do that. I'm just going to kill his shit, since you can assume I probably have skrills. Although I can also assume that he's going to go ferret or something like that, probably. Even if he goes tier 1, this artillery bunker is going to be good. And basically, once I get the artillery up, it's that's my win condition. The game's over, so I might as well get it up as fast as possible. Moles come out, but they come out in a really staggered formation. I end up dealing with them. And then the ferret comes out. It's like, that's not awesome. Like, holy shit! Like 1 fucking HP. Like what? Like oh, yeah, that was so close to defeat for me. If I lost the cannon, it would have been over. Yeah, that's just the biggest weakness. Like it's just that the cannon. If the cannon only took 40 seconds to build, like oh my, that'd be such a massive buff. Like the cannon would be so much better. Oh yeah, this is a real big brain game. Yeah, so Invinsky was just trying out some meme decks a couple of these games. Just fucking around. So there's like zero reason to use barbed wire over mines. I mean, there's a little, but if you could build barbed wire anywhere, it could be useful. Speed this up a little. So I'm looking at the map. I'm like, okay, well, this is a good proxy. This is too obvious. And it's not that hard. Well, actually, yeah, it's too easy to flank this. So I can take this mill to get the high ground right here, and I can control this area, which and basically cut them off from the rest of the map. I mean, but here's the thing. He tries to proxy me. So okay, so here's the thing. I didn't actually spot this. I just saw that he was going 6 farm. So he was doing something unusual. So I just go back immediately, place down a machine gun nest. I don't know if it's moles or what. So I just place down a machine gun nest right away. Just defensively. Go ahead and get my A farm since I know he went machine gun nest. I can just get that spear or eco. I was going to be 6 farm versus 8 farm. Go ahead and sell my machine gun nest. And I place down the artillery cannon. Since he has an MG nest, I can just put down the artillery cannon right away. Now I go to MG nest. Go sniper balloon, which is a mistake. So that's not going to do anything. Yeah, that's basically game over. Like, what's he going to do? Like, you can't kill the artillery bunker. I mean, I guess you can try to flank around with the skrills. Like, he has 2 skrills. That's enough to get the corner pig. He's only on 6 farms. Like, it's just game over. Die, unfortunately. I go over here to get vision and not be shot at. He surrenders. So here's a oof game. So yeah, this was not a good game for proxying. This is one of the bad maps for this deck. Like, if I can't proxy, I just do a tier 1 blob and move in. But this is both big, so it's going to take a lot of time for me to get my tier 1 blob across, and reinforcements are going to have a long time, so I'm just going to probably not win that. And there's really not any good proxy locations, so my deck's kind of in trouble here. So I decided to try to make this work, where this content, like, take over this area in contest. Mole Warren going down, but again, my mill is already more than 50% complete, so I can just place down MG Nest. He sells them. I go Warren. I legitimately should just went straight artillery bunker. Or cannon or whatever it's called. Yeah, so he gets out the fair. It's like fuck. Ah, so close to greatness. Sell it since I know I can't hold the position. Did I try to build a bunch of units over here? Too many. No, I could have put mines down next to his warrens too. That could have been funny. I sell some of my warrens. I'm going mass farm since I'm in a losing position, so might as well get greedy, take a risk. But engagement, I'm losing it. I surrender since it's game over. I don't have any army left. Okay, this game. What happened this game? I do not remember this game. But yeah, this is a really bad map for Proxy. All the bases around his location are low ground against his high ground. And the map is so short that it's really easy for him to attack my base right away. So yeah, I should do the standard tier 1 blob. I do the 6 farm mill thing so I can get 2 squirrels out and kill his corner pig. That's the idea here. The second Warren down, I do not know if that is the correct decision here. I'm not familiar enough with this 6 farm play. He has 7 farm. He has mines, but I spot him. I kill both of them, so that's a really, really big for me. That's 40 supply, that's 2 squirrels. And I kill one of his pigs. But then now I lose some of my squirrels and some really bad engagement for me. But I kill one of his squirrels. I wish there was a way to track how much food has been farmed and how much food has been destroyed. I should ask E for that, if that's an easy metric to add to track. It's only have army value and income, which is great. How do I not see the graphs? There we go. I do another push. I lose it. unfortunately. You both have 9 or 3 skill warrens versus 3 skill warrens. I go up to 8 farms. He also goes up to, oh, he's at 7 farms still. Never mind from him. Trying to sneak some moles off to the side. So he thinks I don't have as much army as I do, and I have the moles coming, but he spots it, so I was like, fuck, that's a lot of supply I really don't want to lose. But I do have an extra farm on him. Although now he's building his 8th. Now I'm getting moles and toads. He is lacking toads, which is gonna hurt. He also goes for the ferret. So now basically, if he holds out until the ferret comes out, he's probably good. But I know my deck doesn't have tier 2s, so I try to do early attacks, although I should just be scouting. So yeah, it's 11 skills, 3 toads, 6 moles versus 9 skills and 3 moles. He does have the mine, but it's not going to be enough. He also tries to build a sniper balloon. The sniper balloons are like actually garbage in my opinion. I mean, there are just better things you can put in your deck, in my opinion. So yeah, he has ferret, but I'm not really trying to micro. And I kill 4 of his pigs. Now I go ahead for the regroup. Yeah, just have a lot more material than him. Since I killed some of his production and I killed so much of his economy. I don't, these... Okay, which one is he start an old game? Hold on real quick, let me check something. Uh, hmm. Is this gonna crash my game if I do this? I hope not. Okay, let me... Okay, I was deleting replays, the older ones. Okay, so yeah, no, I haven't looked at these ones yet. I got this game. So yeah, lots of potential for Proxy. We have 3 locations. This location, although it does have the high ground, but it's really, really close. This is really risky. It's basically going to rely on him not scouting it in time. Then we have this one, which it's protected by water and terrain. So you would build this one, then you would put your fortifications like right here in this area. So it's not that bad, but it's also on the most direct scout path to my base, so he's going to see it right away. So there's this one, which is more out of the way, and every second counts. Every second for a proxy counts. If he spends 5 more seconds not seeing it, that could mean the difference between victory and defeat. Since like the timings are just so important with this deck and strategy. So it has the high ground, and it's a little bit more out of the way. And like he does get this mill, but I basically get all these mills if the game does stall out for somehow. Although this is so close, it'll be really, really hard to stall this out. He's coming in with the mole counter, but mines and MG destroys that if he doesn't flank with the moles. So going Skrillborn right away since there is room for him to try to go around. Ideally, if he tries to move out and flank, I would use my 3 skills to pick away at his corner pigs and stuff in his production. I put down the mine since I know he has a lot of moles. That's going to be difficult to deal with. Putting down more MG nests instead of warrants since I know he's going for a really quick attack. I slow them all down, which is really big. On top of doing the damage, of course. So yeah, I managed to hold. I also do go a farm, but I ended up putting it in this mill. I'm looking for room to do something with the skills maybe. I'm also scouting. He tries to do another attack, but I mean I have more MG nests, more skills, so it's not going to work. And at this point the game is kind of over since he's lost so much more supply than me. Go for another attack. Doesn't really work out for me. So at this point I'm trying to decide, do I want to do like mass tier 1 artillery cannon or what? Decide to go with the mass tier 1 approach. He makes a sniper balloon. I decided to go 2 farms since I really wasn't sure. Do I want to do per eco right now in turtle, or do I want to do tier 1 or what? But yeah, so I sell one of the farms and go back to decide and do tier 1. I sell the MG nest since there's no reason. I don't need them anymore. No, I can just put them in the sell the MGs and make them warrants. I do keep one though. And I also see that he makes a sniper, so he's probably not going to attack me. I could have just gone ahead and sort of sold the 3rd MG nest too, since he made the sniper balloon. He's taking the 2nd mill. And he gets ferrets out, so at this point I'm like, that's annoying, so I need to attack right now. Yeah, I just have a vastly superior army, so it works out. I don't know, this first fight, like it's a little bit close. I kill a bunch of his production though, so he's not, like he has 140 food, but he can't spend it since his production is dead. So yeah, he still loses. That brings up the question, since I'm not sure, like, I know it depends obviously, but I'm still figuring out when you want to target warrants and when you want to target economy, and which is better generally and all that. Still not entirely sure. Here's this game. Yeah, this is not the best proxy map. Like he's on the choke point, but this mill is like not gonna do anything. Well, actually, no, this mill's not gonna do anything. Since I can't, well, I don't think, no, okay, yeah, no, this mill is not gonna do anything. There's not enough good terrain around it to build shit like bunkers. And it's vulnerable to ferrets and all that. This mill is irrelevant to what I'm trying to do. These 2 mills are deep, like this normal expansion, so that leaves this one. It's still kind of risky, but if I can build this, I can start building shit right here and lock them down at the choke point. Doing the 7 farm expand. He puts down the mole warren right here. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I guess he was expecting me to proxy from here. Oh, yeah, let's check what his vision is. The fuck? Yeah, so this is his visibility. And he hasn't scouted this mill, so he knows I like the proxy as much as I can, so he assumes I'm going to proxy here, I guess. But I'm not. So he goes ahead and takes this. Now he's going to scout my base as he's trying to figure out what I'm going to do since I'm not proxying. What am I doing? I take the A farm, but like this is super valuable time. I get the Warrens up, I get the mines up. He doesn't have Warrens up. So like this is a tremendous advantage for me right now. I put down the MG nest. Since in these choke point situations, I just like to get down artillery cannon as fast as possible. So I kill 3 moles, lose 2 mines unfortunately. Kill a Warren, kill a Skrill. So yeah, I'm just trading really well. I do not get the pig unfortunately. Put down a third, I put down more Skrill Warrens. So I'm also just seeing if I can just end the game with tier 1 at this point. Put down a second MG nest right here, which is, I should have put a Warren instead. There's no reason to put the MG nest. Although I think at this point I just decided I wanted to do artillery cannon. Or actually, do I go artillery cannon this game? I don't remember. Getting engagement, I sniped the toad out. Yeah, I just killed him with tier 1 actually. Since like he just lost so much production. Wow, I don't fucking know. Yeah, here comes another assault. Getting farms up. Yeah, now I go for the artillery cannon. Put down more mines. A lot more mines since like I don't want to lose this. So might as well just make a bunch of mines to make sure I don't lose it. So get the moles. Start getting a little bit stronger tier 1 army. Now he's moving out. So yeah, the mines go off. I have the machine gun nest plus a lot of skrills. I do not snipe the ferret off, so that's a big mistake on my part. But I do force them back and I buy time for the artillery cannon, so yeah, now it's GG. Although, I mean, it's kind of been GG. Although if I lost artillery cannon, it would have been a really bad. If I did lose this because of the ferrets, I probably would have lost the game. Actually. Here's this game. And the obvious proxy location is right here, because there's a choke point right here, so just secure this area and you win the game. I mean, it's also on the most direct scouting path, or the primary scouting path, but I mean, it's high ground on a choke point, like it. Oh well. That's a very interesting mine. Was that a mistake? I don't know. Oh, that's my mine. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, so I put a mine right there. It's a nice little bit of harassment. I do 7 farm, meal, 8 farm. Oh, do I go 8 farm? I don't know. Wait. Wait. Do my slot kill pigs? What the fuck? What the fuck? Laying down mines. MG nest. Warren. Per MG nest, lose against moles. From my experience, MG nest and mine do not lose against moles. Then of course you throw like 1 or 2 warrens or skrills in the mix in the very early game. So I'm just focusing on getting my skills up. Putting down more mines. So I know like I have secured map control. So I can play defensive for the immediate moment. I know he like the way he's building with the mass moles, he wants to break this if he can. But yeah, I decided this was a really defensive machine gun, but I decided to move up here since it's closer. It exerts more, it's more aggressive control and better. Plus I have high ground cliff. I go ahead and sell that one since I don't need it. Put it right there instead. Just kind of weird, but I go ahead and take a knife farm. Another mine. Then I see the sniper balloon. I actually managed to kill it. I lose a lot of my skills, but I have the mines coming into play. It's looking very perilous. Like, holy shit. No. I just barely managed to finish off the attack. And I'm 99% sure I came out a good bit ahead on the trades there. I don't know, I lose these mines, so I don't come out ahead. Although I do kill a bunch of his army, so whatever. Take another farm. Get another machine gun nest, more mines. He also takes this expansion. So yeah, now I go for the artillery. Since if I get that, if I do get that, it's game over. I do the standard mass fortification when I'm building the artillery. You want Devil Sniper Blue, which is really weird, especially since he doesn't have ferrets or cannons in his deck. It's just like, why? Like, you can't defend in this situation. You're gonna lose if you're defending. So he tries to attack, but it dies. Now I have the cannon up. My commander, unfortunately, gets killed. He tries to break through again. It's a little bit closer, but I barely managed to fend it off. Yeah, now I'm just killing his production. I'm killing his balloons. Even if he killed the cannon, I'm pretty sure I still would have won. Unless he sold his balloons and built a bunch of farms, and I didn't notice that. So I have that economy advantage even if I did lose the artillery. Yeah, this is an annoying map. The proxy locations aren't good, and he has high ground into his base. And no flanking, so it's like, motherfucker. Although, now that I'm looking at this again, I could have built this mill and immediately spammed a bunch of machine guns right here. Since the only other way out of his base is through this really long path, though. That could have worked. Mill right here, then spam a bunch of machine guns and go cannon or something. I don't know. That could have worked, maybe. I go 8 farm since I'm not going to proxy. He does try to proxy, so I just put down a machine gun. I should have let that finish, then put down the machine gun so I could kill it. Go ahead and sell the machine gun since he sold the mill. Now I do this a lot. I do like these mirror unit builds when I attack, so I don't have defender's advantage, so I just end up losing. Like, we're pretty much equal, so there wasn't really any reason for me to attack here. Like, yeah, I just obviously lost, so I don't have a defender's advantage. Oh, this is a versus a Sensor game. Because I named it wrong. Whoops. Oh, I think this is one of the older ones. Yeah, there's no good proxy locations here. Like, this is either going to be a tier 1 battle. Yeah, it's so close, it has to be a tier 1 battle, pretty much. And he has access to this high ground, I don't, so that's potentially really, really dangerous. Yeah, I did the whole 6 farm skrill, so I actually do kill one of his pigs, which is nice. But my commanders dies, so I can't retreat, and I lose all my skills. So not worth. I go ahead and take these 2 farms. I take this mill to try to secure this area, but I probably could have spilled more tier 1. Then again, I can also build my warrens closer, so that's nice. Putting out the moles. He's also going second mill. A little bit of scouting, see if I can get anything. Yeah. And I actually do get the warren, which is 60 supply. It looks like I only lost 1 skrill there too, so that's actually really, really nice. He's getting more pigeons. And I'm just going for the attack. I mean, I just have so much damage in my army that his pigeons can't heal since I'm just like one-shotting all of this shit. Yeah, so now I'm just killing his pigs. Yeah, it's just GG. Like, yeah, more army value for a lot of that, but then I got more. He just died. We're gonna show this one because this one's a little funny. I have no idea who this guy is. It's rather exceptional, this game. Well, not really, but I mean, add a machine gun that's go down to like 1 HP or whatever it is. It's like, well, I was lucky. Go 7 farm. Wait, I do 8 farm, then Proxy, which is like not awesome. I'm scouting out, see what he's doing. I mean, I see he doesn't have anything, so I decided to go for that mill. But the timing's not in my favor. He's gonna get his skrill out 10 seconds before I get my MG nest out. Go MG nest Warren. Double Warren. Like, look at that. That was so lucky. Like 0.2 more seconds that MG nest would have been dead. And he lost 60 supply in the form of his own machine gun nest dying, so that's actually really not awesome for him. Yeah, not a game. I mean, yeah, obviously doesn't know what he's doing that much. He's trying to do a flank, but his reinforcements are running into the machine gun nest. Plus, they have a lot more skill production than them anyway. Like, there is no reason for him to make this MG nest that doesn't do anything. And he surrenders. Yeah, that is the end of this video.